Alright, here's the second Steven Spielberg review for today. And we are going to talk about an animated film I love. The Adventures of Tintin, The Secret of the Unicorn. This is based on the comic strip of the same name by the late French-Belgian cartoonist Herge. Based on the comic series, this is a 3D motion capture, computer animated mystery adventure comedy film based on this. And this is directed by Steven Spielberg and produced by the great Peter Jackson. And this movie, I will talk about my history with this film, but first, let me say this is a movie that came out in 2011. Stars Jamie Bell, Andy Serkis, Daniel Craig, Nick Frost, Simon Pegg, Daniel Mays, Mackenzie, Crook, Toby Jones, and Elmaleh. And this film, basic plot of The Adventures of Tintin, Secret of the Unicorn, is we meet a young reporter named Tintin, and he has his faithful dog, Snowy. They are one day shopping at an outdoor market. They just got done with a picture being painted. They're browsing an outdoor market in 1940s England, and Tintin buys a miniature model of the ship, the Unicorn, and is accosted by an Interpol officer and a ship collector. They both unsuccessfully try to buy the model from Tintin, and he takes the ship home, but is accidentally broken by an incident between Snowy and the cats. And so basically, he visits the Maritime Library to uncover the history surrounding the unicorn. And he returns that the unicorn has been stolen, suspecting someone named Serkis. And so he discovers that the ship contains a clue about hidden treasure, and before he can locate it, Tintin is kidnapped and given over the custody of drunken Captain Haddock, Andy Serkis. Yes, Andy Serkis plays a captain in this movie. So, The Adventures of Tintin. This is kind of like Raiders of the Lost Ark done in animated form. And this movie is great. This is the first non-Pixar movie to win a Golden Globe Award. And this movie grossed $373 million over a $135 million budget. An hour and 47 minutes. It goes by quick. It's a lot of fun. Definitely good for the kids. Definitely good for the kids to watch. The motion capture in this movie is great. The motion capture in this movie is fantastic. I love it. I love the motion capture, how everything looks. This was a motion capture film, and they used the motion capture very well. And I think it's really well done. It's really fun. It's really awesome. And this movie was delayed many times. And Steven Spielberg, he got the rights to this movie in 1983. Reoptioned them in 2002. And then it was delayed after 2011, after it was supposed to film, after Universal opted out producing. So instead, Columbia Pictures and Paramount, they decide to make the movie together with Amblin Entertainment, the Kennedy Marshall Company, Peter Jackson's company, and Nickelodeon Movies. And this movie's good. This movie was good. Really good. You could tell Steven Spielberg and Peter Jackson knew what they were doing. And you could tell that they were doing awesome in here. And they cooked up something very fun, very entertaining. The script is really well written by Stephen Moffat, Joe Cornish, and Edgar Wright. The script is written amazingly well. There is differences. The film draws from three books: The Secret of the Unicorn, The Crab with the Golden Claws, and Red Reckham's Treasure. And combining all three of those books, this is really good. Really good. I love how Tintin looks in this movie. I love the dog, Snowy. He's a cool dog. I love the and this was John Williams' first animated film he did music, and the score was pretty good. He did the old Disney technique of doing music first and then have the animators try to follow what the music was doing. And that was pretty good. It's like 1920s, 1930s European jazz, pirate music for the Battle at Sea. The score is great. And Adventures of Tintin, very good. Acting in this movie was really good. Other directors, while they were making this movie, other films directors like Guillermo del Toro, David Fincher, and Stephen Daldry, they visited Steven Spielberg he was making the movie. And the cinematography is really good. It has that film noirish look, very atmospheric. It's really good, and I think the film Snowy is just really, really cool dog. Snowy is a cool dog, and they've been trying to do a sequel to this movie, and they're talking about doing 2 more sequels, so I would love to see the other 2 films. They're supposed to be doing it after Steven Spielberg finishes his movie. But the acting in this movie is great. You got good acting in here. Jamie Bell, he's a good actor. I really do like him in here. It's a fun movie for the kids. It's a fun film for the kids. Andy Serkis is really good as the pirate. This man, Andy Serkis, is robbed of an Academy Award. He should have got... This is the same man who played Gollum in the Lord of the Rings trilogy and The Hobbit Unexpected Journey. King Kong. And he just wrapped up his run as Caesar in War of the Planet of the Apes next year. Here he is playing the pirate in 2011. This was after Rise of the Planet of the Apes. This guy is robbed of an Oscar. Daniel Craig, always good. He's really good. This was the second film that him and Daniel Craig worked on together. And Daniel Craig, he was also in 2 other movies 2011. He was in The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and he was in Cowboys and Aliens. And just Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. These are the 2 guys who came up with the Cornetto trilogy with Edgar Wright. I haven't seen that trilogy yet, but when I do my favorite movie trilogies, I'm going to have to update the list. But it's going to be hard doing that list. But The Adventures of Tintin is a lot of fun. Good actors, good performances. I love how this movie looks. I love the motion capture. And Tintin is great. The Adventures of Tintin is just fun. It's a fun movie. It's a fun kids movie. I really enjoy it. I'm hoping they do the other 2 sequels because they said they would. But The Adventures of Tintin is a really fun movie. And I'm going to give The Adventures of Tintin my Joshua Drake Rainbow Seal of approval because this is a fun animated kids movie. And I like it. Talking about this movie, I want to watch the movie again. But let me know what you guys think about Adventures of Tintin down below. Do you like it? Do you hate it? I don't know who would hate The Adventures of Tintin unless you're not a motion capture fan like me. or a Steven Spielberg fan like me. But if you like this, you can come here. We can have a good time. I'll see you guys tomorrow for Minority Report and The Color Purple. Spielberg review series has just begun.